Good morning. We're just going to wake you up a little bit, yeah? Sing along. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who you come to be. We are love, we are one, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Woo! Find your center. There are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make it stronger. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. We know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives here. Where love lives here. When life gets you down, you can't see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we pray together, and the hurt that you feel will be set free. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. We know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives here. Where love lives here. Where love lives here. Where love lives here.
Miahuen, Netneto, Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. We here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Cahuilla, Gabrielino Tongva, Kizh, and Luiseno peoples. We commit to live in right relations, to love our neighbors, and to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly upon this land. We recognize our oneness so that we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better as God intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So Happy New Year, beloveds. And Ha'oli Makahiki Ho. Yes, that too, right? Okay, yeah, good. So good morning to all of our beloveds gathered here in the sanctuary, and good morning to all of our beloveds gathered in our online community. Good morning to my mom and dad. They're in Elk Grove, and my auntie, she's up there as well. They're up there visiting her this week and come back this week as well. And then aloha kakahiaka to Casey and Wayne. Casey says, we're singing One Big Family here in East Hawaii this morning as well. So just truly proving that we are one big family. So there we are. Good morning to Laura. Happy New Year, Laura. Happy New Year to Earl and Denise. Happy New Year to Douglas Ray and Greg and Ray and Lupe and John. All right. Happy New Year to one and all. It is great to have all of you joining us online and here in the sanctuary. So those of you joining us here in the sanctuary, I do invite you to make sure that your cell phones are silent so that we're not interrupted or disrupted during our time here together this morning. And it is a new year, yes? Did everybody have a good new year? Yeah, for the most part. I know, Greg, you're still in the hospital, but I'm affirming that you are getting out today. And so I absolutely know and affirm your wholeness and your perfection. I also affirm and know that for all those beloveds in Boulder County, Colorado, who have lost their homes and for whom the temperatures have dropped to single digits in Fahrenheit, that they too are sheltered and wrapped in love and kept warm by the one power, the one presence that is all, through all, as all. And so I affirm for them shelter, comfort, and peace in this new year. I affirm wholeness and perfection for Greg. I affirm comfort and peace for Auntie Darlene and my cousins as they continue to experience the loss of our uncle, their beloved, as they continue to grow and to find a new normal. So I hold all of these and I don't hold them, I lift all of these beloveds in prayer here and now. I know that together we affirm the perfection, the wholeness, the love, the joy, the peace that is. And together we affirm, and so it is. Are we ready for some new songs, some new music, some new moving, and some new grooving? Yeah? All right, it is January. It's a new year. It's a new start. It's a new day. It's a new theme. It's all new, right? All right, so I invite us to stand and let's do this. I sing my love. Here we go.
I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. Morning. Morning, Francis, and everyone. I'm Allison Barry, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. Practitioner Dinah Williams and I will be available after service for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room located in the lobby. Please don't leave here this morning with anything on your heart. We would love to pray with you, and we absolutely know that prayer works. Now, please allow this music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning's invocation.
In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release. From a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that can never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wake for these precious moments when I hear all that can never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find God. I find myself.
So together we tap into the eloquence of silence. As we turn inward, where the kingdom resides in above. Knowing up is only God. And this divinity is within every person, every place, and everything. Fuses us all with pure agape love, with that perfect peace that passes all understanding, with joy, unspeakable joy, with light and harmony. It's the harmony and the order of the spheres. It's truth and grace, completeness and wholeness and balance and equanimity, and so much more. For spirit, God is limitless and boundless, birthless, deathless, changeless, absolute, first cause. And indeed, because there's only one, I know absolutely that it is virtually impossible to be separate from the one, each glorious, magnificent, radiant expressions of pure spirit, uniquely fashioned and formed of this God stuff, the allness of the one brilliantly through us all. So as we come together, to be open, awake, aware, and alive to the wonders, to the small graces of absolutely everything, to our interconnectedness, our unity. And so as we gather together here, we are keenly aware of who and what we truly are. And we are keenly aware and open to pure potentiality, to possibilities, to new beginnings, to indeed new awarenesses, expanded awarenesses of just the grace of God expressing through and as all of life. And absolutely, it is magnificent to feel and sense our connection, to indeed experience the wonder of life. And how beautiful it is. So I know absolutely that everything is in divine order. I know we are blessed beyond measure, and that indeed all is well. And I lovingly let it be so, and together we say, and so it is.
Love is alive in the space between us. Feel that love right now. God speaks out in the words between us. Hear those words right now. I am holy. You are holy. There is beauty between us. Spirit shines in the light between us. See that light right now. Peace is born in the good between us. Be that peace right now. I am holy. You are holy. There is beauty between us. Oh, between us. Faith is a bond that we share between us. Hold that faith right now. Truth is the life in the breath between us. Live that truth right now. We are holy. We are holy. We are holy. We are holy. Faith is a bond that we share between us. Hold that faith right now. Truth is a life in the breath between us. Live holy. We are
Love is alive in the space between
We
us.
are
Love is alive in the space between
We
us.
are
Love is alive in the space between
We
us.
are
Love is alive in the
holy.
space between us.
Love is alive in the space between us. Love is alive in the space between us. Love is alive in the space between us. Love is alive in the space between us. Love is alive between us. Love is alive.
Beautiful. Thank you. It always happens, doesn't it? Yep. We always joke, it's like as they're rehearsing in the morning, like, I don't know. Denise is so amazing. I don't know. And then in the moment, just surrender to Spirit, and the Spirit takes over, and amen, there we are. So beautiful. Thank you so very, very much. So good morning again, beloveds. Happy New Year again. There's some more folks joining us here in the room and here online as well. So I want to acknowledge our folks who have joined us online. Good morning to Beth, and good morning to Eugene and Mike and Jeannie. Yes, so good morning one and all. So it's great to have all of you with us. So let's start with our focus statement this morning. You ready for our focus statement? Yes? Okay, so it's a new year, so let's do it with all the N's. N. Nice. Newness. Divine. There we go. Nifty. Now. Necessary. All right, here we go. Are you ready? We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Yes. So happy New Year again. It is great to be in 2022. So this year at Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide, we are working with a phenomenal theme, a wonderful theme. Of course, they've all been phenomenal and wonderful. Just saying. But we are working with a phenomenal and wonderful theme this year, and that is Living Everyday Wonder. And it's right there on that banner. We've had it hanging in the room toward the back of the room for the past 6 months, and then now we've moved it to the front of the room, so now it's Living Everyday Wonder, so we can keep our memory or our awareness, our focus there. Our vision, our mission, our theme for last year, there we go, that's what this word I'm looking for, is move to the back of the room to help support and continue, because we continue to be grounded in timeless wisdom, and we continue to be called by an evolutionary vision and guided by an evolutionary vision. So that hasn't gone away, and that just serves as the foundation, because last year we were talking about this upward spiraling movement of consciousness and in consciousness. So now that serves as the foundation as we jump into 2022 and Living Everyday Wonder. So one of the reasons I'm so excited about this theme is that the divine is not met only on Sunday mornings. The divine is not met only when we're sitting on our meditation cushion, right? It's not met just then. It's met in every moment of every day, in every face that we encounter, in every experience that we have. This is the opportunity to meet the divine. And so we have this fantastic opportunity to experience the wonder and the awe of Spirit in every moment. In fact, that's the only time, it's the only moment that we can experience it, is in the now moment, because that's the only moment there is. There is no past, there is no future. Life doesn't happen in the past. Can I go back to 5 minutes ago? No. Can I jump ahead 5 minutes ahead? No. I can only live in the here and now in this moment. So where am I going to encounter the divine? Where am I going to encounter spirit? Nowhere else but in this moment and in this experience. Having an experience of the divine right here and right now in our everyday, in our mundane. So we are encountering spirit, the wonder of spirit in our everyday life. We are experiencing wonder in our everyday experience. Everything is sacred. Everything is holy. So what we know is that when we become conscious of it, when we become conscious of this, then our daily experiences then have the opportunity to serve as points or opportunities of transformation, both personally and collectively. That these daily experiences have this opportunity to usher in and show us a new way that spirit is wanting to express itself, that spirit is wanting to move through us, to live as us, to breathe as us. Yeah? So Ernest Holmes talks about this in our statement of principles, in our declaration of principles. And so this one manifests itself in, through, and as all of creation, but it is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of the divine. And we believe that heaven is within us, yes? We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We only experience heaven to the degree that we become conscious of it. So we have the opportunity to become conscious of it in every moment of every day and everyday experiences, living the everyday wonder. So we arrive at a consciousness of unity. We arrive at this unity, as Ernest Holmes says, we arrive at this unity only in such degree as we see that which we are looking for, we are looking with, and we are looking at. So that which we are looking for, we are looking with, and we are looking at. So that which we are searching for, we already have within us, and we're actually looking with that, and we're actually looking at that. So how beautiful it is to know that, wow, the everyday experience of sitting in this room on these comfortable pews or chairs, right? That this is an extraordinary experience. That we are living this experience right now. How beautiful it is. So when we are looking at living everyday wonder, when we're looking at living, so many folks are just waiting, right? They're waiting to start living. They're just waiting for life to come on along and say, hey, let's go. They're waiting to start living. Right? But if you're waiting to start living, then what are you doing right now? You're just existing. Well, there's no fun in just existing, right? There's just absolutely no fun in just existing. So we have this opportunity to remember, rather than waiting to be inspired, waiting for somebody or something else to inspire us, something outside of ourselves to inspire us, we have the ability, and we are called to remember and reawaken to the fact that we have already been inspired. Inspired meaning in spirit, meaning the breath of life has already been breathed into us, that the breath of life maintains and sustains us, that it continues to move us, it continues to live itself as us. We are already inspired. Spirit is already within. What are we waiting for? Waiting for somebody else to like tap Spirit India? It's already there. Tap Life India? It's already there. Robert Browning says we have to open out a way for the imprisoned splendor to escape, rather than trying to affect some light getting into us that's perceived to be outside. There's nothing outside waiting to get in. You don't have to crack yourself open and go, okay, come on in, right? It's already there. Spirit is already there. Love is already there. Peace is already there. Joy is already there. Bliss is already there. It's just waiting. Spirit is just waiting for us to go and open out and live. Excuse me. And live. To live fully. So that means that we have to participate. Life is meant to be lived. It requires conscious and active participation on our part. We can't just sit around going, okay, I'm going to wait. Going to wait. I know that that man is going to come into my life if I just sit here in my apartment with my door locked and never go outside. I know. It's not how it happened for me. I found him at church. All right? Right? And got to go out. We got to live our life. We just can't wait for something to happen to us. You know? You got to participate. If we're not participating, if we're not living, then we're not really living. We're actually just existing until we're not breathing anymore. Or Spirit isn't breathing us in this form anymore, right? So we got to live. And then why not do it, I don't know, in everyday wonder? Why be like, oh, I'm living, I'm just making a living, I'm going to work, I'm trudging. Why are we doing this? We're still not living, we're just maintaining, we're maybe trying to get more goodies so that we're a little bit more comfortable, but we're still not living, right? If we're still not curious, if we're still not wondering, if we're not open and observant and looking at the amazement of what's around us and appreciating what's around us. Mary O'Malley says that that we are living an extraordinary life and that there are no ordinary moments in our life. There's nothing ordinary about our life. It's completely extraordinary. From the get-go, life is extraordinary. And so alchemy, when we think of alchemy, alchemy says that there is already something extraordinary within the ordinary. When we think of alchemy, right, and you think of turning lead into gold, well, the gold already has to be inside the lead if it's going to transmute into gold, right? So the preciousness that you are already has to be inherent within you in order for it to express. The butterfly has to be within the caterpillar. The oak tree has to be within the acorn. The orchards have to be within the single apple seed. And so when we become conscious and aware of this beauty, this wonder, this magnificence, when we become consciously aware of our truest essence, which is our oneness with the divine, when we become consciously aware of our truest essence, then we are transmuted into a higher state of being. We are transmuted into something greater. Our life is transmuted into something greater. So we have this opportunity to move from unconscious to conscious, from unconsciousness to consciousness. And this is another way that Mary O'Malley expresses the idea of alchemy, that alchemy, true alchemy, is an awakening. It is moving from this unconsciousness that we've been living, the automatons, the check, punch in, punch out, the automatons to awakened beings, to new beings, to experiencing a new life. And in so doing, what we see when we look around, we see the beauty, we see the individuality in the unity, and we see the unity in the individuality, and we see how Spirit itself is expressing in so many beautiful, glorious, unique, individualized ways, and yet how it's experiencing itself collectively as a larger whole, as we come together and we experience and look and live everyday wonder. That we are being called to be curious about life, to become curious about one another, to see each other for who we truly are, which is the divine made manifest, which is Spirit right here, living, breathing, making itself known, telling jokes, eating dinner, dancing, knowing what chocolate tastes like. Dark chocolate. Let's be clear. So we have this beautiful opportunity this year, my beloveds, to live everyday wonder, to really focus on everyday wonder. When we were visioning for this theme, when the team and I were visioning for this theme, the CSL team, okay, the CSL Global Themes team, as you may know, I have chaired the Global Themes team for the past 2 years. I've served on it for the past 3 years, chaired it for the past 2. And so this theme, Living Everyday Wonder, is part of the work that I've been doing with Centers for Spiritual Living. But when we were visioning for this theme, we kept getting this wonder, awe, sparkly, wow. And we kept getting this everyday, practical, put it into practice, spiritual practice, put it into practice. Let's not just talk about what it is that we think and what it is that we believe. I don't know. Let's actually get out there and do it. Let's actually practice it. Let's actually take action upon it, yes? Which means we actually need to live it rather than just sit in here and talk about it. Right? That's really the call, because if we can sit in here and philosophize and talk about it all we want, but Guru Nanak of the Sikh faith, he founded the Sikh faith. Guru Nanak said that truth is high, but higher still is truthful living. We have to live it. We have to live this truth that we know to be true. We have to live our oneness. We have to live our unity. We have to live this faith, this philosophy. We just can't sit up here and talk about it because, it's been called mental science, and we've been mental about it for a long time. There's also a part where you treat and move your feet. Yeah, this year, living everyday wonder. Ooh, I hope you got good shoes. Moving our feet. Get your steps in. Get your 10,000 steps a day for sure. So this year, the whole year, what we're looking at is we're going to be exploring this idea of living everyday wonder, but we're going to be exploring this idea of living everyday wonder taking from February through the end of the year, looking at different areas of our lives, different areas how we show up in our lives, different aspects of our lives. And we're going to be looking at everyday wonder and how everyday wonder shows up and how we can live everyday wonder in each of these aspects of our lives. So in February, we're going to be looking at your inner life, your inner landscape, if you will, your mental and spiritual aspects is how we're going to look at everyday wonder there. And then we're going to move on to play and then creativity. And then we'll be looking at the physical body, and we'll be looking at relationships and nature and work and finances and home life and community life. We're going to be looking at all of these through this lens of everyday wonder and able to apply spiritual tools, practical application of spiritual philosophy, practical application of our spiritual tools that will help us, that will help transform us throughout the year. Isn't that a great thing? Right? So as you came in, you received a sheet, or you should have received a sheet that talks about, it's the Living Everyday Wonder tool, Wheel of Life tool, and it looks like this on the back. And if you didn't get one, we still have some in the lobby, so on your way out, make sure you get them. And so what I'm going to invite you to do, not right this minute, this is homework, okay? What I'm going to invite you to do is I want to invite you to turn within at home and contemplate each of these areas of your life. And then just on each spoke of the wheel, plot where you feel you are in this moment. Where you feel, if you feel constricted in this area of your life, put it a little toward the center of the wheel. If you feel more expansive in this area of your life, then put it more toward the edge of your wheel, okay? So go ahead and plot that. And then after you've plotted it, each area, and there's 12 spokes, so that if there's an area of your life that you want to look at that we didn't cover of those 12, you can add that in, right? And I want you to plot it, and then do the fun thing of connect the dots. Play connect the dots with it, and connect each dot, and see if your wheel of life rolls, or if it goes ka-thump, 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 ka-thump. Okay? Or if it like, ooh, that's flat. It's not even gonna, right? See how your wheel of life moves. And then as we move through the year, as we move through this living everyday wonder and each theme for each month of the year, I invite you to work with that theme and look at applying everyday wonder to that particular area. And then at the end of that month, replot that. And then let's see what happens with your wheel. See if it moves, if it changes. And at the end of the year, then we'll replot it one more time. And then see if maybe there's more balance and you're rolling. Right? Tina. Okay. It's going to be a fun way of working with these very practical tools. And here's the first practical tool. You have it in your hand right now. Right? Here's the first practical tool for us for the new year. Something else we have the opportunity this year. There's a man named Stephen Robinson. He's Canadian. Go Canada. And he, about 5 or 6 years ago, he decided that life was getting pretty mundane and pretty ho-hum, like what we were just talking about. He was just kind of making a dying rather than making a living. He really wasn't living. He was just kind of like me, right, existing. So what he decided to do is he decided to learn, over the course of the year, learn 52 new skills. Something that he was interested in, not necessarily something he was naturally good at, but something he'd always been curious about. So that first year, he learned how to survive in the Amazon rainforest. He learned how to juggle. He learned how to kitchen, all of these different skills. And then he's since graduated to learning 2 really different things, disparate things, and then trying to bring them together, like how to train a cat and how to launch a rocket. And then so he brings those 2 together. It's like training a cat to launch a rocket, right? Fun. Not launching the cat, right? The cat launches the rocket, okay? But really fun, right? And so what he's done is he's really approached life exactly what we're talking about, with this sense of curiosity, this sense of wonder and so he has grown and continues to grow. And some of the skills, right? Okay. Gotta say, learning how to rip a phone book in half probably doesn't have a whole lot of practical use, but it's a fun party trick, right? So he's learned all these different skill sets that are a lot of fun, that have continued to expand his curiosity and continue to expand his learning and continue to expand his wonder. Because the more we wonder, the more there is to wonder about. The more we are curious, the more there is to be curious about. And then what are we doing? We are experiencing spirit. We are experiencing the divine in our everyday, in the most mundane or asinine things. But how wonderful it is to be fully present with that, to think of the ingenuity of like, Spirit wanted to know what it would be like to rip a phone book in half. Who knew? Right? So this year, rather than making resolutions, because resolutions, it's like, by the time we're in week 3 of January, like, all right. Why not set some fun intentions? Why not think about, rather than making a bucket list and then waiting to check things off on your bucket list, why don't we make a list and start doing those things and see where it takes us and see what new things we can explore and new ways that we can explore and experience spirit. Maybe, who knows, at our 80th gala in December, we could have a talent show of people ripping telephone books in half and whatever other fun, weird, interesting, quirky things we've learned how to do. But what a fun way to approach life. Spirituality doesn't have to be like, I'm going to try and become enlightened. Right? There's that saying, we make a plan and God laughs. So we might as well laugh right along. We might as well be in on the joke. We might as well be in on the fun of all of it. Yes? So I invite you, my beloveds, this year, let us together live everyday wonder. Yes? All right. Casey, I just looked down here. Casey says, kids are asking, what's a phone book? Look it up on the internet, all right? Google it. You'll find out what a phone book is. All right, let's come together in consciousness. I invite all of our practitioners and ministers and core council members to please stand and surround the sanctuary. And as they do, know that they are holding you in light, and they are lifting you in prayer. They are lifting this community in prayer. So here we go. Let's come together now, shall we? So breathing in right here and right now, I recognize that there is only one power, there is only one presence, there is only one infinite, eternal, that is forever expressing itself through itself as itself, that this one created in the beginning and continues to create, continues to evolve, continues to express individually and collectively, that there is this one that is wonderful, that is always experiencing and expressing wonder and wonderment. And I know that I am one with this one, that this life of wonder, this life of everyday wonder is encountered in the everyday moment, in the divine here, in the divine now. And I know that I am one with it, that I am inseparable from it, that right where I am, this one, this wonder, this beautiful, this awe, this experience is expressing itself in, through, and as me and as my life. And so I live my life in wonder. I live my life in great appreciation for the everyday that is unfolding, the everyday experiences that continue to unfold, because I recognize that this allows me to know spirit even greater and greater and more magnificent ways than I could have a moment ago. And so I lift and I open to the curiosity, I open to the experience, and I open out a way for the imprisoned splendor, for the love, the joy, the peace, the prosperity, the abundance that I am to escape from within me. I'm not seeking it from outside. I simply allow it to escape and to express into greater, fuller, grander expression than ever before. because I know that I am the vehicle, the vessel, the transparency through which Spirit makes itself known, through which the divine makes itself manifest here on planet Earth. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of all of creation, that each one gathered here this day is the power and the presence of the one making itself known. Each one opens out a way, allowing for a greater expression of Spirit as each one. And how beautiful it is to know this for this beloved community, that we have gathered here this day in this new year to step into a life of wonderment, to step into the practice and action and activity of the divine in greater, more powerful, more expansive ways than ever before, that we step into 2022 with love and joy and on a foundation of timeless wisdom, and still being called by an evolutionary vision of a world that works for everyone and all of creation. And how wonderful it is that we say yes to and we express spiritual tools, we share spiritual tools. Personal and global transformation, that we say yes to Spirit, that we embolden people to live their highest potential through this transformative power of love that is expressing through us right now. And so I give thanks for this new year. I give thanks for this time. I give thanks for this beloved community who says yes to life, who says yes to living everyday wonder. And I release this word now, knowing that it is done, knowing that it is complete, knowing that it is so. And together we affirm, and so it is.
Everything is sacred. Everything is filled with the divine. Everything is alive with Spirit, with Spirit. Everything is a wonder, unfolding right before our eyes. Everything is alive with Spirit, with Spirit. Everything is a blessing, bursting from the earth and sky. Everything is alive with Spirit, with Spirit. Everyone is sacred. Everyone is filled with the divine. Everyone is alive with Spirit, with Spirit. Everyone is a blessing, bursting from the earth and sky. Everything is alive with Spirit, with Spirit. Everyone is secret. Everyone is filled with the divine. Everyone is alive with Spirit, with Spirit. We are alive with Spirit, with Spirit. We are alive with Spirit, with Spirit. We are alive with Spirit, with Spirit.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I invite our beloveds who are in service to go ahead and come on forward with the baskets. And collecting conscious contributions this morning on behalf of the congregation is Cindy Lambert. and Ken Ennison, and receiving conscious contributions on behalf of the congregation this morning is practitioner Dinah Williams. And so, beloveds, I want to share with you a couple of things before we really move into this part here. I want to share with you a couple things. So on Friday the 31st at noon, we were almost $1,000 shy of our 8,000 year-end goal. All right, we were almost $1,000 shy. And so we sent out an email, y'all got it. We sent out an email saying, hey, we are so close. I know that we can do this, right? I know that we can do this. Well, guess what? We did it. Not only did we did it, we exceeded it. So that is fantastic. So we exceeded it by almost $1,000. So, right? In that 12-hour period, like, 2,500 came in. I know, it was great. Wonderful to see how this community comes together to support one another, to support this community. And the other thing I want to share with you is that we had 52 items on our wish list for this year. Not individual items, that would be in the hundreds, but 52 boxes or 52 things, right? So we had 52 items on our Amazon wish list. All 52 came in. So yay for that too. So beloveds, not to go there, but you know me, I'm gonna go there. We now have toilet paper for a year. We now have hand soap for a year. We now have coffee for at least 5 weeks, depending on how much you drink. Probably coffee for a year. But it was beautiful to see this outpouring of our community coming together to support our community. And that's really what it is about, isn't it? That these conscious contributions that we are making on a weekly basis and at the year end, these conscious contributions that we are making and the way we make them is because we are a self-sustaining community. What that means is that we don't receive money from anybody, from anywhere, just like we were talking about out before, right? That, the light isn't coming from, we're cracked open, the light comes from out there and comes in. Same thing, there's not something out there that's bringing the money into us, right? That's sustaining us. What's sustaining us is coming from within. It's coming from within this congregation. It's coming from within all of us, and that is what maintains and sustains us. So in your conscious contributions, one of the easiest ways to contribute is via text to give. Right here on your hot little cell phone, which I know you got in your hands already. The easiest way is to text to give. Text 951-419-5858. Simply type in the amount and hit send. It's just like texting, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're texting your friends that you see around us. You're texting your friends that you see online. That is what you're doing. The other way that you can contribute is to contribute online on our website at riversidecsl.org in the upper right-hand corner. You can click on contribute there and contribute that way. Here in the sanctuary, of course, we can contribute the more traditional way. As the baskets come by, you can put something in the basket. For those of you that do contribute electronically online, in the seat back pocket, remember as a flight attendant, in the seat back pocket of your row there, you will see a card there that has 15,000 on it. It looks like money. It's a laminated card that has 15,000 on it. There's a reason why there's 15,000 on it, because that's exactly what it costs monthly to keep our doors open, to keep the online going, to do what we do in the world. It costs us 15,000. So that there is setting a mental equivalent, a mental association, that mental equivalent of exactly what it means and what is necessary, what is required. And then we can go above and beyond, because I know we can, because we have. We just proved that to ourselves this year. So I invite you to hold whatever it is you are choosing to contribute this morning over your heart space. You can use that card. I use my cell phone because that's the way I contribute. So use whatever you're choosing to contribute. I invite you to place that over your heart. And let's say this blessing together that comes up on the screen, Jocelyn. There? Okay. All right, so let's say it together. I give and receive freely and generously. With an open heart and an open mind, the universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is. And let the baskets flow with a new song. Here we go.
All that's good that flows from above and below. I am that, I am that. All the joy and love and the life can behold. I am that, I am that. All that's good, all that's good. All that's good that flows from above and below. I am that, I am that. All the joy and love and the life can behold. I am that, I am that. All that's good, all that's good. All that's good that flows from above and below. I am that, I am that. All the joy and love that a life can hold. I am that, I am that. All that's good, all that's good. All that's good, all that's good.
Thank you. So just a couple of announcements before we close out this morning. The first, I want to remind you that Earl has asked me to remind everybody that unfortunately, because of the spiking in COVID in the area, that the Riverside African American has chosen this. He wanted me to remind everybody of that event unfortunately has been canceled. And today, immediately following service, you can go out and grab some coffee or what have you, but I invite you to come back because it is that time of year when it's time to take down the Christmas trees and to take down the wreath. I know, sad, but then it gives us something to look forward to at the end of the year as well, right? So the more folks we have helping us take things down, the quicker it is for everybody. And then, so make sure, yes, Allison's taking a picture, one last picture of the gold tree up here. So make sure you take one last picture if you want it before we take that down. So we do invite you to. And then our very first class of the new year, part of our theme this year is Living Everyday Wonder. That's our global theme. But here at Riverside, we have a theme that is partnering with that, or that is dovetailing with that, and that's called Riverside Thrive. And we kind of kicked that off in the end of December with the year-end contributions and with the wish list. But it's also part of our ongoing theme this year of Riverside Thrive. And so one of the ways that we can thrive in living everyday wonder is we can take a class. And so our very first class is being offered this month, starting on Wednesday the 19th. Roots begins, and Roots is an exploration and a study of Ernest Holmes, the folks that really inspired Ernest, which is Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Emma Curtis Hopkins, and Judge Thomas Troward. And so this is a beautiful 10-week class that really dives into their writings and their teachings. And so you can study kind of the way that Ernest studied and learn more about the basics of what we teach here at Centers for Spiritual Living by looking at what influenced the founder of Centers for Spiritual spiritual living. So that is a wonderful class that starts on Wednesday, the 19th, and that will run through March 30th. It looks like it's 11 weeks, but it's actually 10. There's a built-in break halfway through because I'm not going to scare you, but there's quite a bit of reading, shall we say, in that particular class. And so we want you to be able to, breathe it in and absorb it without right? So great class. Neil's going to be facilitating that. Practitioner and ministerial intern Neil Hayner will be facilitating that class for us. So something to look forward to. All right? Yes? It'll be online. Yes, it's online. Thank you. Yes, it is online. It'll be online 6 p.m. to 9 Wednesdays online. Okay? All right. So everybody ready? Ready for some cookies? Ready for some coffee? Dinah's being Allison this morning. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yes, we need to do that. Yes, we didn't do that because it's the beginning of the year and the beginning of January. So if anybody is celebrating a birthday in the month of January, we invite you to please stand. Yay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know. Wow. I got you. All right. So Jeff and Jabel have a little song for you. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy
January.
birthday. All of you January people, you're lovely. Happy birthday to you.
And happy birthday to Douglas Ray online as well. And do we have any anniversaries in January? No January anniversaries? Everybody kind of took January off? After Christmas and everything, everybody just kind of took January off? Okay, well, happy anniversary to anybody experiencing anniversaries this month. So, all right. Okay, now, Shawnee. Oh, yes, Raven's Call. My apologies. It should be there? Yes, okay. Thank you, Shawnee. All right, Raven's Call will be meeting this coming Saturday at 9 a.m., also on Zoom. Raven's Call is shifting from a spirit group and shifting into a year-round group that is going to be looking at and experiencing the tides of the year, the seasons of the year. So the winter season of Raven's Call and the winter exploration, right, of Raven's Call begins this Saturday at 9 a.m. online. You can register, sign up, just that way Shawnee knows how many people to prepare for on Zoom. You can go to our website at riversidecsl.org and register there. You can also register there for the Roots class. So, okay. Shawnee's covered, Dinah's covered. Allison, do you have anything that I forgot? Allison's saying no. Okay, then I guess I'm good. All right, when Allison gives me the okay, then it's all good. All right, so I invite you to please stand and repeat after me, shall we? All right, here we go. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. And I receive it. And I move love forward. Because love lives here. Let's sing it. Happy New Year.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now. This thing called love. Love is in my mind, love is in my body, love is in everything I do. I am it, share it, receive it, and I move it forward because love lives here.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind, love is in my body, love is in everything I do. I am it, I share it, receive it, and I move it forward because love lives here.
new song today, and you're all going to sing it with me. I will stand for love. You can sing it. I will stand for love. 'Cause I know I can be strong for love. Yes, I know I can be strong for love. Let's do I will stand for truth. I will stand for truth. I will stand for truth. 'Cause I know I can be strong for truth. Yes, I know I can be strong for truth. For faith, I will stand for faith. I will stand for faith. 'Cause I know I can be strong for faith. Yes, I know I can be strong. Last one, here we go. Joy. I will stand for joy. I will stand for joy. 'Cause I know I can be strong for joy. Yes, I know I can be strong for joy. Love you all. Have a great Sunday. Love.